Rain poured over the cracked asphalt outside Rusty Anchor Diner, a small roadside stop that had seen better days. Inside, the smell of coffee, fried eggs, and cheap perfume filled the air. It was nearly midnight, and the only sounds were the hiss of the grill and the clatter of dishes. Samantha Sam Carter, a young waitress with tired blue eyes and a heart that refused to give up, wiped the counter with trembling hands. She had been on her feet since noon, working double shifts just to cover rent. Her tips barely paid for gas to keep her old car running, but she smiled anyway, because smiling, she believed, was free courage. Outside, headlights cut through the darkness. 3 bikes roared up, chrome gleaming even under the rain. The sound was unmistakable, the Steel Titans MC. Known across the county for protecting their own, they weren't just bikers. They were a family forged in loyalty and scars. Sam knew one of them, Logan Bear Rains, a tall, broad-shouldered man with a deep voice that could calm storms. He'd always treated her kindly when he stopped by for coffee after long rides. She liked how his eyes softened when he looked at her, though he never said much. But tonight wasn't about comfort. The door slammed open again, and 4 loud men entered, soaked from the rain, the kind of trouble that didn't need an introduction. Rick Danner, the local troublemaker, was among them, tall, mean-eyed, drunk enough to forget what fear felt like. "Look what we got here," Rick sneered, slapping a 20 on the counter. "Hey, sweetheart, why don't you bring us something sweet to drink? Maybe yourself." Sam kept her tone steady. "Coffee's all we got at this hour." Rick's friends laughed. "Coffee's fine, but we like it served with a smile." Sam turned away, ignoring the comment, but Rick wasn't done. He reached across the counter, fingers brushing her wrist. "Hey, don't walk away from me." Before she could move, he tugged at her sleeve, and in one rough motion, the fabric tore. The diner went silent. The world froze, the clock ticking, the rain against the glass, the smell of burnt bacon. Then came the heavy scrape of a chair. Logan stood. His leather jacket, with the Steel Titans emblem, caught the neon glow. His jaw clenched as he looked at Rick. "You got about 3 seconds," he said calmly, "to put that money down and walk out." Rick turned, smirking. "Oh, big man with a bike club, huh? Let's see who can save her now." He shoved Sam back, and she hit the counter, gasping. The next sound was the deep, controlled thud of Logan's boots on tile. He didn't shout. He didn't warn. He simply grabbed Rick by the collar, twisting with quiet precision, and slammed him into the wall so hard the picture shook. "You don't touch a woman," Logan said low, his voice a growl. "Ever." Rick's friends moved, but within seconds, the other Titans stood too. Mason, Cole, and Hawk, each of them ready. They didn't start fights, but they sure as hell finished them. Mason cracked his knuckles. "Want to test that theory, boys?" What followed wasn't chaos. It was control. Every move the Titans made was measured, protective. They didn't beat Rick's gang senseless. They neutralized them, made them feel what real fear was, the kind that didn't come from violence, but from justice. Sam's hand shook as she pulled her torn shirt together. Tears filled her eyes, not from pain, but from disbelief that someone had stood up for her. When it was over, Rick and his friends stumbled out, bruised and silent, their pride shattered more than their bones. Logan turned back to Sam, his expression softening. He pulled off his jacket and gently draped it around her shoulders. "You okay?" he asked quietly. She nodded, voice breaking. "Thank you. I didn't know what to do." "You don't have to," he said. "Not when we're around." He paused, meeting her eyes. "You've got a family now, whether you want one or not." That night, as the bikes rolled away, their engines echoing into the rain, Sam felt something shift inside her, a kind of strength she hadn't felt before. The world was cruel, yes, but there were still people who stood between good and evil without asking for anything in return. Days passed, but the story didn't die. The sheriff came by, asking questions. Sam told him everything, and by the time the report reached the town, people started whispering. The Steel Titans protected the Waitress. Rick was gone from town within a week, but the Titans kept coming back, not for trouble, but for coffee. Logan would sit in the same booth every evening, and Sam would bring his cup just the way he liked it, black, no sugar. "Still working doubles?" he'd ask. "Still saving for something better?" She'd smile. "Good. Because you deserve it." Each conversation grew a little warmer, the air around them heavier with something unspoken. Then one evening, as the sun set over the road and painted the diner windows gold, Sam walked outside and found Logan fixing his bike. "You never told me why you called your club the Steel Titans," she asked. He smiled faintly. "Because steel bends, but it doesn't break. Just like people who've been through hell and still keep standing." Sam looked at him for a long time. "Guess that makes me one too." "Yeah," he said softly. "You are." For the first time in years, Sam didn't feel small. She didn't feel invisible. She felt, seen at AS weeks turned into months. Logan helped her find her footing again. He got her a better job at the motorcycle shop the Titans owned. Sam started studying bookkeeping at night school, determined to build a new life. But one night, trouble returned. Rick came back, drunk and furious, with 2 men and a gun. The diner was closing when he burst through the door, shouting, "Thought you could humiliate me, huh?" he screamed, waving the pistol. "Let's see who can save you now." Sam froze. There were no Titans this time, or so she thought. The bell above the door jingled. 3 bikes stopped outside. The rumble made Rick hesitate. The Titan stepped in, silent as thunder. Logan walked forward, unarmed, his voice calm but deadly serious. "Put it down, Rick." Rick shook his head, trembling. "You stay back." Logan didn't move. "You already lost once. Don't make it worse." Rick's hand twitched, and in a flash, Mason was behind him. The gun hit the floor. Cole kicked it away. It was over before it began. Rick collapsed, crying, not from pain this time, but from the weight of his own fear. The sheriff took him away, and the town finally slept peacefully. Sam stood in the doorway, heart racing. "You okay?" Logan asked again. She smiled through her tears. "You always show up right when I need you." He grinned. "That's what family does." Later that night, the Titans sat outside the diner, engines humming softly under the stars. Sam brought them coffee, and, as she handed Logan his cup, she said, "You know, I think you saved more than just me that night." He raised an eyebrow. "How so?" "You reminded me that good people still exist." Logan smiled. "And you reminded us why we ride." The wind picked up, carrying laughter and the faint sound of music from the diner jukebox. And for the first time in years, Sam didn't feel like she was surviving. She felt like she was living. Subscribe to Outstanding Stories for more powerful tales of courage, justice, and redemption. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from.